It's an inside job. In today's video, we're going to talk about how intuitive eating, happiness, and peace of mind is an inside job. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Charlie, and thanks for joining us here in the Food Fight Club. Okay, let's get down to business. First off, I'm not a psychologist, a licensed mental health care professional. I'm not a doctor. I'm none of that. I'm a normal guy, just like you guys, and I just speak about my experience. Okay, so here we go. It all starts with your circumstance and history. Diet culture has been so normalized that we don't realize it's the most unnatural lifestyle we can live. It's the most unnatural way to approach food. We scroll on our social media feeds and look at all the pretty people, fitness influencers, models, and wonder why we can't do that. I remember wondering, if I did what that person did, if I ate what that person ate, if I worked out like that person worked out, could I be like that person? But the reality is, by doing that, we totally undermine ourselves in our own growth. And that's what I loved about intuitive eating, because it's really about growth from where you are now to the person who understands how to treat themselves and interpret their own sentience, their own being. I'm just going to back up a little bit here. It's an inside job. As you grow up watching, you're watching and observing unrealistic ideals. Actors with abs and models and music videos, seeing models in magazine ads, on TV, commercials, online profiles. Then you're told to eat a certain way to look like them, or to exclude certain foods from your diet. That certain foods are evil. It becomes normal. But it's anything but, it's anything but. It's a mind game. And that's the difficulty of doing what I do, because very few people understand or realize that they've had this perspective their whole life. And I hate to say it, but no offense, they're wrong. Our lives are shaped by what we are exposed to. What has been input in our brains shapes our personalities. We're taught all about nutrition and calories and energy exchange and how it's so simple. Just eat less and move more, when the true science does not support that. It's an inside job. And I use myself as an example all the time. At a young age, I was told I was too fat, I was too big, I was gaining weight, I needed to lose weight. I was made fun of at school. I was restricted time and again. I couldn't eat bread. I couldn't eat pasta. I couldn't have ice cream. I couldn't drink soda. I compared myself to other people in school, and this has a long-lasting effect on a person, because it doesn't happen all at once. It happens a little bit every day, and it grinds you down as you're growing and becoming the person that you are now. And it turns out there's a better version of you hiding inside. But we're so blind to that possibility, we can't see, because of our past programming. And that's why they say in the intuitive eating book that intuitive eating is an inside job. It's not about all the mechanical principles of intuitive eating, like respecting your hunger, feeling your fullness. It's not always about movement and gym time, quieting the food police in your head. It's about integrating all the principles and having them working inside of you to where it's second nature. That's why it's called intuitive eating, because the goal is to make it intuitive, and having all the cogs turning at the same time like a well-oiled machine, your factory default setting, if you will, like when you were born. And sometimes recovery is gained in a short period of time, but in others, like myself, it could take a while, and that's okay too. It's an inside job. The only fact that I can state here that's true is that everybody is different. Everybody has their own past that made them who they are, and we all have our own strengths and weaknesses that help us or hinder us to recover within our own time frame. The truth is, you don't know who you are until you just try. But I can tell you this, it's well worth the effort. The peace of mind you'll gain is incredible, and the way it spreads out into your life is unimaginable. It's an inside job. When I think of all those wasted years I spent working out, dieting, and obsessing over food, it makes me kind of sad. Nobody thinks men have eating issues. Nobody thinks men have body image issues. It's lonely. The feelings of inferiority because of being in a larger body made me feel out of place in society. All because an impossible standard was set up by some corporate CEOs. That turns my stomach. Makes me sick. You'll have your own reasons, your own history. Mine were a narcissistic mother, her eating disorder, and diet culture. Diet culture has been propagated insidiously throughout our society to keep people down. I know that sounds extreme and conspiratorial, but through my experience and research, I feel it's true. I mean, when you're obsessed with food, it really arrests other areas of your life and hinders personal progress and growth. It's an inside job. What I'm really trying to say is that it's hard to recover when you're not conscious that you have a problem. We're all trained to think that we're doing the right things. Work out more, eat less. I wasn't conscious that I had a problem until by chance, I met my intuitive eating coach on a coaching call in a program I was enrolled in. I gave her a brief overview of my story, and she introduced the idea, gently, that I might have disordered eating. This was the light bulb moment for me. I mean, I thought people with eating disorders were starving teenage girls. When I was in nursing school, I had experience taking care of one of them. She was probably like 80, 90 pounds and didn't want to eat. But I never thought, as an overweight person, that I had a similar problem. But the fact is, only 6% of people with eating disorders are underweight, and the other 94% are like me. And that's the deception of it all. We might not have an obesity problem in our country. We might have an eating disorder problem in our country. That's the insidious part right there. You never even know or can conceive of the fact that you might have a problem. It's an inside job. So like myself, if you've been on bouts of diet and exercise your whole life, if you've tried eating just a single food for an extended period of time, or excluding a single food from your diet, or you've done crazy fasts under the guise that it's healthy for you, and I'm not saying it isn't, then maybe there is, to some degree, a disordered eating problem that you've developed. Something that's in your blind spot. Something you've never, ever considered. Listen, it's not a bad thing. It's nothing to be ashamed of. 10 million people in America suffer the same way. But I'm here to try and help. Because I know firsthand things can get really dark. Before it turns into a mental health issue, taking steps to combat it is your best course of action. Believe me, I didn't want it, and neither do you. This is why I'm here, giving it all away in my videos. Because if even one person gets help, I can feel like I did something. I just know how much my coach and intuitive eating have helped me over the past 8 years. I'm trying to do the same thing for people who are suffering in silence or suffering without even knowing it. I mean, it's the worst. Because that was me. I had no idea. I just always felt that there was something blocking me, something holding me back. I thought it was me and my shortcomings. And I fought so hard to try and help myself. But if you don't get help in a specific way, this damn thing doesn't go away. And every time you go on a diet, it just gets worse and worse. It's an inside job. So, if you're watching this and you have a similar problem or this sounds familiar, help is not far off. Click the link in the description and reach out. Let's address it. If it's not you, but it's someone you love, share this video with them. Maybe it'll hit home. I hope this video helped shed some new light on a common misconception. Guys, life is tough enough without having that internal battle every day when you get out of bed. I don't have, it doesn't have to be that way. Please like and share and subscribe. Drop a comment. It helps grow the channel and, helps, to reach more people who may need help. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are well, and I hope you stay that way. Thank you. Take care.